Hello, survivors. Welcome back to the garage, the Wast's vault of knowledge. You're watching the most in-depth and useful show for every true fan of Crossout. Subscribe now and don't forget to click the bell icon, never to miss another episode full of good stuff straight from the devs. And don't forget that we now also have the Crossout show here. The best designers and drivers can compete for prizes. Get in, watch, take part. Buckle up, fellas. It's time to go. Survivors. The 0.8.0 Crossout patch adds more than just the scientist faction into the game. A list of maps has also some new names, but we'll start talking about arenas a bit from afar, with the changes in game modes since the new locations are directly connected to these. There's a new additional raid type in the Wastes, the Chase. It's similar to Convoy Escort, only with inverse rules. Now the truck is guarded by bots. You'll need to neutralize the enemies and to intercept the cargo. Different factions transport the valuables, so the crafts will be different, both in appearance and in weaponry and defense. Convoy Escort missions feel different too. The riders complained that the mission took too long and the dynamics sagged. But all of this is history now. The truck no longer reduces speed when damaged and ignores the ride in front of it, continuing to move. Points of involuntary stop are gone. Left with no escort, the truck will move on 40% of its max speed, and the leaving players will be notified on the impact on this process. These improvements are only a week old, but the survivors all over the Wastes have already noticed that the missions are now more vehement and dangerous. What does this mean? Right, the prizes have also changed. From now on, the fighters get copper, coupons, and electronics from raids. And you can only get electronics from the most dangerous missions. Hard work should be rewarded accordingly. Both the Chase and Convoy Escort are available on a brand new map called Devil's Minery. Once a huge mining complex built on a noble scale, it has decayed after the Judgment Day. Today, it's the shortest and most comfortable tradeway between the valley and the western Khaganate, with precious cargo caravans cruising all over the place, and hundreds of raiders living in old mines looking for a savory dip in the gravy. Devil's Minery is built based on the same logic as other arenas for similar missions, like FX, Eastern Transmitter. It's gaunt, with special attention paid to the central road. But unlike other locations, the forks are more elaborate. Don't outrace the truck too much. It might change its route, and then you'd have to take a detour, thus failing your team. Stuff like containers, rail tracks, or equipment are scattered around the map mostly for decorative reasons. The second map is called Broken Arrow. Vedakvan Corporation once had vast territories to the south of the valley, where there were labs and high-tech manufacturing units, as well as small closed-serving towns. One of the objects found many years after the Crossout was pretty much an unused private spaceport with a carrier rocket ready for launch. Was that an escape attempt? And why hasn't the ship launched? Do Dawn Children and their alien technologies have something to do with all of this? Valuable resources and materials found in the town near the spaceport put those questions on the back burner and made it an arena for constant battles. It's a PvP arena and has the structure common for such locations. 2 respawn points are placed on the sides, while the capture zone is in the center. Map's terrains is one of the richest in the game. The combat points are connected with passages of different length. One of the short and fast ones is under the mountain, from where you can shoot through the significant part of map. Another one leads to the bridge, while the third one to the hideouts. Thus, you can hunker down waiting for a counterattack, try your sniper skills, or put the pedal to the metal. This map is for all types of crafts. The desert decor reminds you of Devil's Minery. While listening to our map reviews, you might have wondered about the Wastes geography. So have we. That's why we started creating a global map, which will unite all the missions and raids. It'll be included in one of the future updates. At the end of this section, we ask you to visit Founders Canyon. If you remember, we discussed this arena in the 11th episode. Well, it's been significantly remade. Experienced players complain that lots of wins are achieved here through base capture. That's why there are only 2 wide roads left, so you will hardly be able to elude the enemy. The map is much better adapted for hovers with their serious drifts. The covers, the landscape, the lighting, we've changed a lot. Founders Canyon can now, with a little stretch, be considered a new map. So, what are your emotions about the new arenas? Have you already tried the chase? Driven around Broken Arrow? Checked the second version of Founders Canyon? Don't hesitate to drop your impressions in the comments. For this week, our weapon crafters have prepared a detailed analysis. While in the previous episodes we talked about shotguns and miniguns, this time we discuss long-range weapons. On the agenda are direction weapons and rockets. Such guns are designed for the middle and long-range battles. Limited horizontal angles are compensated by lethal range and precision, while one-time damage and vast spray make up for low rate of fire. Direction guns are present in all categories of rarity apart from relic, and in each one only once. The most primitive model is called Avenger. It's crafted by mechanics for only 300 points of scraps, 5 points of energy, quite humble damage points. As with all other starter weaponry, there's nothing to be surprised at, apart from the fact that Avenger is used in crafting 7 other parts. The Judge is a more respectable gun. This is a rare grade part with almost 1,000 points of power aboard. It has no modifications, but for the same energy consumption deals way more damage. It's crafted on Scavenger's Outpost for 3 Avengers, 2 wheels, 2 axle jacks, as well as scraps and copper. This faction will also craft the Executioner at your request, an epic gun with 1,170 power points and 443 points of structure. It shoots armor-piercing charges which explode after hitting 80 points of structure. In the hands of a good sniper, Executioner is a deadly weapon indeed, but it's hard to get. You'd have to put on a workbench 6 rare-grade parts, scraps, copper, and wires. Not everyone is able to handle this. Finally, a legendary Tsunami. One can safely say it's a limited edition. It was once taken to the wastes by the Road Knights, and until recently it could be bought only on the market. Well, now it's finally available among Steppenwolf's legendary parts. Think about it, almost 2,000 points power, 6 points of energy for this is more than acceptable. A solid solution for both a long-range craft and a Leviathan. For each 5 seconds of immobility, the damage is increased by 20%. This can happen 3 times in a row, which makes Tsunami truly a killing machine. But you gotta be careful. As long as the ride is immobile, it can be rammed by a contact weapon enemy which has just come out of the invisibility mode. 746 points of structure should be enough to protect the gun in case of a surprise attack. It's an unconditional leader in its category. As for direction rockets, there are only 2 of those in the game. There is a rare grade Wasp crafted at the Lunatic's cutting board. Only 48 points of structure with 740 points of power. 1 salvo makes 2 rockets. An epic cricket launches 5 warheads. It's not easy to aim, but if it hits, there'll be hell to play. With each 100 meters to the target, the dealt damage increases twice. Using direction rockets requires serious adjustment. You gotta come to peace with low precision, moderate range, delays after each salvo. But the overall damage in case of a direct hit justifies all of this. Still, we would recommend such weaponry to those experienced or at least motivated to learn. Oh, wait, there's something here in the small print. No way. There are some corrections to other weaponry. Let's see. Hoblin Shotgun can now be crafted at the Lunatic's cutting board. The physical model of Defender has been changed. Whoa! The drones are now added into the weaponry category. The fighting one is now called Falcon, the rocket one, Eagle Owl. Accordingly, a simple turret is now called Cobra, while a rocket one, Anaconda. Seems like that's the end of our today's report. It's good to know. Let's look at the questions which were bothering our viewers last week. Will we be able to search for crafts in the exhibition mode by the nickname of its creator? We plan to further develop the exhibition mode. This feature is already in the list of planned changes. Why not add some entertainment mode like football? Targem already has experience in realizing such ideas. Who knows, we might just bring something like that to life in the future. How about a mobile app which will allow trading on an in-game market right from a smartphone? That's an attractive idea and we're already discussing it. Well, that's it for today, survivors. Come over in a week for fresh Crossout updates. Don't forget to leave your questions and opinions in the comments, and do me a favor, will ya? Tell your friends about this show. Be seeing ya.